And we are live. What's good, Josh? Your man, DL Saint. Welcome. I really want to know podcast, man. How y'all feeling out there? Happy Monday. Happy Monday. I hope you guys are well. Hope you had a good weekend. All that good stuff. Um, yeah. We're gonna have a lot to talk about. Last Saturday, late. I was on Torsha's podcast having a conversation with a young brother, calls himself Educated Tyrone. I think it's the Educated Tyrone or Educated Tyrone. We were talking about black pill stuff versus red pill stuff, and it's a pretty good conversation. Y'all should check it out. I was simul streaming on this. I was on her podcast, but it was streaming here. So yeah, she had a very lively chat. So shout out to Torsha. We're gonna get over here pretty soon, maybe this week. We're gonna get over here, have a good old fashioned interview, man. Get a chance to pick her brain and see what's up with her, how she wound up in this space, all that good stuff. I like having conversations with her, man. She's cool people. So we'll get into that. And then today we're going to be talking about the mainstream red pill message. The RP has gone mainstream. I've been saying this for a minute. I'm like, hey, it's going to go mainstream. A lot of people were like, nah, that's not going to happen. Rollo Tomassi was saying he hopes it doesn't happen. And why is it that he was hoping it does not happen? Because a lot gets lost in the message. Right. So now they're starting to go mainstream. What is the message? What is, the RP message? And will it be accepted by the masses? Will people listen to it? I guess we're going to find out. Let's get into it. And we are live. What's good, y'all? Welcome. Did I really want to know podcast, y'all? Get some indeed. So now the red pill message is out there, guys. Like, so what is going to happen? Well, we can already see initially what's going on. Like initially, there's just a lot of people who are extremely negative towards the RP message. Why? Because they have attached themselves or they've, watched the clips of people saying wild and crazy things. And they're like, see, look, this is bad. And who am I talking about? I'm talking about Andrew Tate. I'm talking about Fresh and Fit. Whatever podcast. Pearl Davis. So when you look at that, you see some stuff out there, and it's just craziness. Now, Andrew Tate and Fresh and Fit, they have some good information out there, especially for young men who are trying to figure this thing out. Some really good information out there. And so yeah, brother Dino's in the building. Like DL, you early, brother. What's good, fam? Good to see you. This live, yeah, we're live, bro. We're live. And yes, I did go a little bit early. I was like, I don't feel like waiting the 15 or 20 minutes. So like, I'm just gonna jump in. I don't know, better early than late, I guess. And yeah, I'm trying to give folks an opportunity to kind of rock with me over here because Fresh and Fit they're beginning to go earlier in the day. It only makes sense because I think they're getting tired of going so late. So they're starting to move earlier in the day. And, we got people who rock with both platforms. So I might even go earlier still. I might try to go on Mondays. I might try to go as early as, 5 o'clock, 4:45, something like that. So, but thanks for pulling up, bro. Appreciate you, man. Hope all is well over in the UK, my brother. I hope things are going good over there. Things over here in America is crazy, as it normally is. But we're talking about the red pill message going mainstream here. You have a lot of mainstream media outlets starting to look in on the red pill. There's a lot of articles out there, a lot of op-eds, editorials about what's going on out there. And like I said, they've latched on to Andrew Tate. They've latched on to Fresh and Fit, Pearl, whatever podcast, and they get these clips. And yeah, when you just look at the clips as standalone, it's like, oh man, that sounds horrible. But when you go and you actually listen to the message that's being put out there, there is a lot of good in that message, especially for the people that the message is intended for, which are men, especially young men, but just men in general, the bottom 80% of men who struggle with the dating world, right? We call them the invisible 80. No, correction. We call them the bottom 80, the invisible men. Those guys, if they listen to the correct message and if they understand what they're listening to, they can absolutely better themselves. Right. So we got people out there who give a good message. You know, you look at people like Michael Certain, Rollo Tomasi, you look at people like Rich Cooper, right? There's some guys, DL Saint. There's some people out there who are trying to put forth a narrative, a positive narrative that's real, that can help men. And for those women who are in the space, it can also help women. You know what I mean? So here it is. Brother Dino is saying, heads up, more blue-haired Destiny. He was on C-SPAN today and got savaged by phone and callers. All word. Destiny, like Joe Rogan dropped his name, so I'm pretty sure that gave him a huge bump. It's probably just a matter of time before you see Destiny on Rogan. Destiny just keeps doing what he does. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I like listening to some of his stuff. I mean, of course, I can't listen to everything. I take it in doses. And I'm hoping to have a conversation with the brother at some point. The dude to talk to anybody, it seems, man. Like, he's just cool and likes to have conversations. I would definitely love to pick his brain on some things. You know, maybe next time maybe the next time I am in Miami, I might be able to work something out. I'm hoping so. And you know, I'm kind of making my way into these, you know, these YouTube streets. And, you know, I know folks who have worked with him in the past, and, you know, who knows where that may lead down the road. But Destiny was on C-SPAN. That's crazy. That's crazy. It just shows you the power of YouTube, bro. Mainstream media is gravitating towards YouTube. Why YouTube is getting all the views. You look at a platform like Fresh and Fit, bro, they're pulling 30,000 viewers during their streams, and they'll go 3-4 hours. You know, CNN can't do that. MSNBC can't do that. Fox struggles to do that on their individual shows. Everyone is beginning to gravitate towards YouTube. And this is why the red pill message is becoming, or has become, mainstream. And granted, you know what I mean, there's some people out there that gives the red pill, the manosphere, you know, the mano swamp, whatever you want to call it, a bad name. It is what it is. There are people out there who are just trying to get on, trying to make some money. You know, look at someone like Pearl. She's a nice enough person. I met her, had a conversation with her. You know, do I believe that she's all in on the manosphere and she wants what's best for men and she's trying to help men? No, I don't believe that at all. I think Pearl saw an opportunity and she took it, and she did well, you know, and still doing well, even though she's been permanently demonetized on YouTube. I'm pretty sure she'll move over to Rumble, and she has other ways of monetizing her content, which she is going to do. She is a sharp young lady. She's sharp enough to have the right people around her, and she's just saying what she wants to say. I mean, look at her. She's, you know, she's on Piers Morgan and all this other stuff, man. You got the Daily Wire people talking about her. It's just a matter of time before that conversation happens. So, you know, this is where we are. This is where we are. Will people listen? I don't know. So we got some videos lined up, some content creators that I really respect. The first one we're gonna look at a little bit of what Joker from Better Bachelor has to say about all this. In his video he did, he was highlighting something that's going on X with an Australian doctor. I don't know what type of doctor she is. Was talking about red pill stuff and talking about, you know, the Tates and whoever. And Joker has some comments, and I thought they were pretty good comments. I want to kind of start off with that. Let's see. Let's pull it up over here. And if you guys haven't gone over to check out Better Bachelor, I definitely recommend it. Joker is definitely in the men going their own way space. He's over there, not because he's afraid to talk to women, not because he doesn't understand game, not because he doesn't understand female nature, but I believe it's because he's just tired of dealing with it. You know, someone like Joker, those are those guys who are MGTOW that I don't have a problem with. Because you know the MGTOW, they say that those guys are pretty much in the black pill world, kind of like where the guys who just aren't really trying anymore. But someone like Joker, who has done the work, has the ability to succeed in the dating world, and just decides, you know what, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. I don't want to mess with this for various reasons. I can respect that. Joker's just like, you know what, I'm tired of this. Not just the dating, but I'm tired of everything that's going on over here in this mainstream world. And I just don't want to deal with it. I want to live like a real American, off the grid, just take care of what I got to take care of. I have made enough money to take care of myself, and I want to leave all that nonsense alone. That's where I believe Joker is, and I don't have a problem with that. All right, Joker, do you, bro? But when you listen to his content, he makes some good points. There's going to be some talking here about politics a little bit, and again, I agree with almost everything he was saying here. So let's definitely give this a listen. Here we go.
We do try to fix the world. We do try to make things better for everybody, but primarily we're worried about keeping men sane and safe and healthy and not getting themselves in trouble and taken advantage of and having the courts come after us and getting, instead of landing in jail, having the jail land upon them. And instead of what she could have done is say, hey, you know what? We need more people to step up. We need more voices that will protect men. We need more different angles on how to look at this. And she could have said, we need to focus on feminism and how things have gone wrong and why it's causing men to make these communities, why it's causing men to listen to people like Andrew Tate and others, why men are disenfranchised. Nope. She doesn't want to talk about any of that. What she wants to do is attack the guys that are responding to feminism. And it reminds me, it's almost a meme at this point. A kid gets picked on by a bully in school. The bully shoves around the kid. The kid finally gets angry and punches the bully. And right then's when the teacher comes in and drags the kid that's been bullied and given the hard time, who finally decided to step up and fight back. He's the one that gets dragged off to the principal's office. That's what this reminds me of.
And what Joker is talking about is the manosphere as a whole, right? The manosphere is the part of the internet where men are going, seeking help, seeking answers to questions and situations that they found themselves in because they just don't understand why. Well, I've done everything I was supposed to do. I did everything they told me to do. I ate my vegetables. I did my exercises. I prayed. I made my bed, and I am getting devastated over here. I'm getting crushed. Why? And they find themselves in the manosphere and falling down a red pill hole or the black pill hole or whatever pill hole. Like they wind up talking about all this stuff and just trying to figure stuff out. Now that it's starting to become mainstream because of these people who are so bombastic that their clips are going viral and this and that. People come and they attack the entire realm, all the manosphere. They don't know the difference between red pill and black pill and blue pill and all this other stuff. They don't know. They just come over there attacking it all instead of doing what Joker just said. Well, why don't they just find out why these guys are gravitating to Andrew Tate, to, Fresh and Fit? Why are they watching this content? Why are they over here, reading the Unplugged Alpha, reading Women Deserve Less? Why are they reading, the Rational Male? Figure it out first. Figure out what the draw is. Ask these dudes what their problems are, and then begin to come up with a suitable replacement or some sort of solution. Nah, they don't want to do that. We just want to shut all these other people down and leave these guys hanging. Like, I'm still messed up here. And when they do that, they just make it better for those people in the space, the bombastic, loud people. They're just going to get more folks. This recent thing with Fresh and Fit, people like, yeah, Fresh and Fit is gone for good. Man, Fresh and Fit ain't going nowhere. In fact, they're probably going to get more people to watch them. Every time Ethan Klein or those people over there from the extreme blue pill side of the world come after a Fresh and Fit, every time the Fresh and Fit haters come after Fresh and Fit grows. More and more dudes come over and then they see what's going on. Like, yeah, they see the nonsense, the crazy stuff on the after hours show, but then they watch the early shows. Oh, no one talked to me about credit before. No one talked to me about finance before. Now I understand the fitness part of it. No one talked to me about hygiene and grooming and fashion. No one talked to me about investing in timepieces and crypto and precious metals. Right? Wow, I didn't, I never would have heard of George Gammon were it not for Fresh and Fit. Wow, the rebel capitalists make sense to me. Let me look into this more. Let me figure out how the financial system works. Why is it the dollars are really worthless? Like, what really does back a US dollar? Nothing. Oh, let me start looking at that, because you're not going to get this in school, right? Your parents aren't home. They're working hard. They can't tell you why. You're sitting there looking at these dudes. You're looking at the Andrew Tates, you're looking at the Fresh and Fits, and you're like, what's going on? Can I do that? And these dudes are like, yeah, you can do it. Let me show you how. Yes, there's a whole bunch of bad stuff over there. People are like, well, what about the bad stuff, Uncle Saint? Don't pay attention to it, bro. How much bad stuff is in America? Right? How much bad stuff is ingrained with America? You can't ignore it. You have to see it and know how to avoid it and understand it. Okay, let me look out for that. Let me stay away from that. Right? Are there guys out here like these fake gurus out here doing whatever, trying to get your money? Yep. Are there gold diggers out here trying to get your money? Yep. But if you're truly understand the red pill, that means you're looking at all of that. All of it. It's like, oh man, can't believe that guy. I paid this guy to be like, oh, I paid $6,000 to be into the war room, Andrew Tate's war room. You get in the war room and all you find out is a bunch of fanboys in there. And it's like, man, what is this? And they're just continuously upselling me. That's not me talking. I never joined the war room. This is from a guy who was in the war room. He recently came out of it. I'm going to be reviewing and reacting to his video here probably tomorrow. Just to throw it out there. But even that guy said it was all those fanboys in there, but there were real millionaires in there. There were dudes in there who were powerful men. You just had to figure out a way to get to them, right? That's going to be out there. This is part of it. This is how this stuff works, right? There's people in the manosphere going to try to take advantage of you. There are women out there in the dating world going to try to take advantage of you. There are organizations and corporations out here in the real world going to take advantage of you, right? Colleges, for instance. Like, do you have to spend $300,000 on a degree? No, you don't. You don't have to. Yes, you're going to make more money in the long term with a degree. Historically, that's been true. But you can get a degree from a city college. You don't have to have a degree from Notre Dame. You don't have to have a degree from Brown. Yeah, you don't have to have a degree from MIT. But if you're a brilliant person and you're in STEM and you go to MIT, it makes sense. But make sure you can pay for it. Win scholarships and stuff like that. Get other people to help pay for that. Right? These are the things that the manosphere talks about these things. Red Pill World, they talk about these things. Most dudes want to know about womanizing and all that kind of stuff, they talk about it, but there's other things that they talk about as well. Let's continue.
But she does have a point, and that a lot of the content creators that are in quote unquote red pill and manosphere content are kind of losing their minds a little bit. Not completely, but some of their and it's one of the reasons why I said a long time ago, I'm not going to call myself red pill anymore. I'm not going to call myself going my own way. Going my own way is still accurate. I think that's good. I'm not going to call myself part of the manosphere anymore because it's been hijacked. And the people that have hijacked it are the ones that want to be out there the most. And they're the ones that are heard the most and shared the most and tweeted the most. And now kind of normie people come across it and they're like, you guys are kind of weird. You're like feminists, but for men. And that is not the message we want to be sending out to the world.
No way. And the irony is that the leaders of these ideological groups will say things like, oh, women are scum-sucking road whores who are going to take all of your money and suck all of your wealth. They're all gold diggers who are going to take your future gold from you, while simultaneously asking you for money and asking you to buy their books and their programs and sign up to their courses that they know have no tangible real-world benefits for you.
Now, Joker's about to get into this, and old girl, she's the points she is making here are valid for those people who simply watch clips. I guarantee you that whoever this woman is making these statements she has watched less than 10 hours of, manosphere content. I'm talking about total. You know what I mean? Maybe a few minutes of Andrew Tate, maybe a few minutes of Pearl, maybe a few minutes of whatever podcast, whatever, maybe a few minutes of Fresh and Fit. She hasn't watched any of the content. So to say that a book like Unplugged Alpha or The Rational Male is just a scam to get money from dudes, I can't agree with that. Since I've read the books, I'm still working on Rational Male. Like, Rollo, bro, you put a lot of information, man. The text is so small. The one book I have to wear my glasses to read, right? Reads like a manual, but it is full of relevant information. Myron Gaines' book, Why Women Deserve Less. Women hate that title. But when you open up the book, there's some good information in there. Bachelor Pad Economics, Aaron Clarey. Also, what's the other one he did? The Book of Numbers. I had to turn around and look at it because it's on the shelf behind me. The Book of Numbers. Great information. And it's like eye-opening information, like stuff you just don't think about. You don't think about how much money goes into pursuing a woman. You just don't. As a guy, you're just trying to get the girl. You don't think about it. Well, I'm supposed to take her out. I just got to take her out somewhere nice. I got to look good. I got to impress her because all these other guys, so I got to do more than the guy before me. Man, that stuff gets expensive, bro. Expensive. Even if you're just taking her out to a movie. If you're just taking a woman out to a movie once a week, right? That's what? Minimum $60 a week? $240 a month? Just to do that? And I didn't even factor in the gas. I didn't even factor in, dinner before or drinks after. That was just the movie. Movie tickets, maybe some popcorn. You got to park to get into the movie theater. Right? Get, some drinks. Soda. I'm talking about soda, a bottle of water. He probably charge you like $6 for a bottle of water in a theater these days, right? One woman taking it to the movies 4 times in 1 month, you're looking at over $200. Just that. Multiply that by how many women you're trying to chase. You know what I mean? Over, X amount of time. It's the Book of Numbers. It's Aaron Clarey. Right? It's good information in there. I'm glad I bought those books. I'm glad I read those books. You know what I mean? It makes sense. But here's a woman who just saw it. I don't like these clips that I'm watching. I don't like the things that they're saying. So all of it is bad. Not even giving a single solitary thought to why guys are gravitating towards this information to begin with.
So Rollo Tomasi, who writes a book, asks for $20, $25 for his book, and that's got no tangible benefit. I know of thousands, if not tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of guys that would argue with that. Aaron Clarey, who writes Bachelor Pad Economics, and gosh, I don't even have his books near me right now. They're still packed away, but they will be on a bookshelf. I'll tell you that in my home when it's finished. Aaron Clarey writes great books when it comes to female nature and economics and how to protect yourself and things like that. Are you saying that he has no tangible real world benefits? Well, of course she does. Why? She's never read any of the books.
Fact.
What she does is she sees Andrew Tate, a guy that's worth gosh knows how many millions of dollars, put out a Matrix man making, website for $50 a month where you can sign on to it. And she assumes everybody in the community is like that. Coach Greg Adams has written a book. Do you think Coach's book is like that? I don't think so.
Yeah, Coach Greg, I think it's what, Free Agent Lifestyle. I haven't gotten that book yet, but I will. I'm not a huge follower of Coach Greg Adams, but I've seen his content. Spot on. It makes sense to me. I'll sit down and I'll watch. I've watched at least 6 hours of his content. I need to watch some more, but I've watched at least 6 hours. He makes sense. He makes sense. This is coming from a man who's been married twice, I believe. This man who has children. It's a man who's dealt with the family court system. Right. This is a man who knows how to date. He knows how to womanize. Right. He has the wisdom. He has the experience. His voice is needed in this space. There are guys out there that he's really helping. They follow him like, yeah, this is what's up. Right. And then old girl was talking about gold diggers. Right. And even she's like, all women are gold diggers. What does Myron say? Myron says, all women are gold diggers, just some are better at hiding a shovel. Right. What does he mean by that? He's like, women want resources. They want to be protected. They want guys who can provide. They want experiences. Why not? And we live in a world in which that's been promoted. Women know that guys will pay. They know it. We've all been programmed. A guy has to ask you out. Guy has to take you out. If you guys date, you get married. He's the father of your children. He's going to provide and protect for you. You're his princess, right? You're his queen. He's your king, that kind of thing. Right? People have been programmed in this country that way. So what does the manosphere say? What is the red pill contest saying? Be careful with that narrative, bro, because you will get your face cracked. You will get your face cracked. Be careful who you choosing. So when Myron Gaines makes a statement like that and says all women are gold diggers and just some are better at hiding a shovel, is he saying don't mess with women? No. He's not saying that. He's saying be careful. He's saying be careful. Everyone that I have seen in the red pill world, the manosphere worlds, they all say one thing: men and women are better together than they are apart. They all say that, all of them. But you won't hear that if you're not listening to the content, and you have to listen to a lot of hours of content before you get to that message.
This is the same thing everybody does to us all the time. They don't understand us. They don't understand the whole encompassing of the philosophy of kind of men's content and this sphere of the internet. And all they do is they see one little spot that's ugly and kind of brash and really kind of crazy, and they focus their eyes on that, and they forget the whole other thing and how many tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of men, if not millions of men, this has actually helped. And why are they selling books? Why are they asking money for money? Because they've been demonetized, because they're not getting ad revenue for some of the work that they do, because they've been removed from many of the platforms because they're shunned for what they say. Sydney doesn't know any of this. Of course she doesn't. Why would she? So now she, ironically, is grifting and has a statement to say about something she doesn't know anything about. Not just women, but many people seem to do that today, where they want to speak aloud about things they know nothing about. She's one of them.
They are the gold diggers. And instead of seeing this for what it is, people continue to engage with this terrible group of people, this terrible ideology that will ultimately keep you in a victimhood loop and ultimately mean that you will end up alone.
Well, first of all, ending.
It's funny that, she's saying this victimhood loop. I mean, there's segments of the manosphere. There are banners within the manosphere that, I believe that might have some weight. I'm talking about the black pill guys. I was talking to Brother Tyrone Saturday about that on Torsh's channel. There are guys out there that I think, the doom and gloomers or whatever, there are guys out there who don't want to do the work. There are a lot of people out there. I mean, most of us are lazy. Most of us don't want to, do the hard work, the heavy lifting. Most of us don't want to fail. But certain generations understand that in order to win, you're going to have to fail. You're going to have to lose a little bit at some point in order to win. You're going to have to work hard in order to win. Like I said, we got these generations now, everyone gets a trophy and mommy said I'm special. And, participation awards. They are having a hard time with this. Right. But for her to say that these guys are the gold diggers, I don't agree with that. And for her to say, you're going to wind up alone. Maybe if you choose, I mean, if you glean the correct message from all this, you may choose to be alone. You may decide that, until the laws change, until things change, I'm not going to deal with this. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. You know what I mean? Joker was saying that, he no longer considers himself red pill or whatever, but he still holds on to the MGTOW thing. Hey man, I'm in the world. I'm in this world. I rock out with the red pill guys. I rock out with the Mano Swamp. I'm in it. And I'm going to stay in it as long as I can help some guys. I'm, able to help a couple dudes. It's worth it. You know what I mean? And as far as, paying people or making money, paying for your product, man, it's first of all, the game is supposed to be sold, not told. If you tell somebody something, it is what it is. They may or may not listen to you, probably won't listen to you. But if they pay you for that information, bro, they're going to use that information. Right. And it's not like they're out here trying to just gouge you. Right. I would absolutely pay. And then also what Joker was saying, YouTube doesn't like the message. They demonetize folks. They can. That's their prerogative. It's their platform. They can do what they want to do. I mean, they're even going after someone like Rogan. Joe Rogan was talking to Tucker Carlson, and they didn't like that. So they're trying to suppress one of the biggest voices on the platform. You know what I mean? And it's like, how can you suppress Joe Rogan? When you look at those numbers, that's when you see, all right, somebody behind the scenes is messing around here. Someone like Rogan has numbers. Those numbers don't just drop off, you know what I mean, just for no apparent reason. And Rogan talking to a Tucker Carlson, everyone's going to want to watch that. Everyone's going to want to watch it. I haven't watched it yet, but I will. So, bro, it is what it is. The stuff that she's talking about, I mean, it screams to me that she doesn't know anything about the world, and moreover, she doesn't care. This woman right here doesn't care. She just wants these guys to get back to doing what guys do. We just need you to be the faceless batteries to drive our society. Keep chasing us, keep wasting your money, keep spending on these dating apps that don't work, keep taking women out to expensive meals when these women are just using you as a foodie date, right? Keep subscribing to somebody's OF. Just keep being a battery. Keep losing. That's what I'm hearing from this woman right here.
Up alone is hardly a negative nowadays, I would say. If anything, I'd say that's a benefit. But it's not about keeping you down. It's not about keeping you being harmed. It's not about keeping you in that mindset of the world is out to get you. It's to tell you in many ways the world is out to get you, but that doesn't need to hold you down. That doesn't mean you need to not live a happy life or a successful life, that you can't find alternatives, that you can't. I mean, if a young man today was not listening to any of the content and he's going out there and trying to date, and he's on dating apps where he's ignored, and he goes on dates where the women end up using him for food but don't want anything to do with him, or he gets into a relationship and she cheats on him, and or she expects him to accept her dating multiple men, or any of the other weird stuff that's going on. She doesn't call any of that out. She calls the men out that are trying to warn you. Now, why is she calling these men out? Because the influencers that she sees are not the shining example, best examples of what this group of men are telling you. Does she bring up Aaron Cleary? Does she bring up Coach Greg Adams? Does she bring up Terrence Pops? Does she bring up me? Does she bring up, I'm trying to think some other, Sandman? Does she bring up Undead Chronic? No, she doesn't bring up Kevin Samuels. Does she ever talk about any of these men? No. Who's she talking about? Just Pearly Things, Fresh and Fit, Andrew Tate, the usual ones that go viral, that are loud, and then if you break that down and you say, okay, let's look at Fresh and Fit. Well, they say sleep with 50 women before you can decide which is the woman you want to be with. I don't like that take. That is a crap take. That is the player mindset. I'm not into that. Many of you are not into that. But that's the message that's going forward. What about Pearl? A woman.
You know, and there's definitely a lot of talk about that body count thing, man. 50, you got to sleep with 50 women. Myron gave a lot of prescriptions there. That was one of many. One of I think there's 4 or 5 of them. Like you have to have, you have to be in the gym. You have to have 6 months of savings, in your account. You want to be making 6 figures. In addition to that, having 6 months of savings in the bank. The body count thing is there. I have to go back and find out exactly what we were talking about. But each point, no one talks about the other stuff. They just want to focus in on the 50 girls. And he's been asked about this many times, and it's not a hard number. He's saying that you basically want to be more experienced sexually than your potential partners. You need to understand how they move. So if you're dealing with a woman and she has, let's say 10 or 15 bodies, which I think is fair to say in today's world that most women have at least 15. I mean, can't prove it because you're going to have to get people to tell the truth, but women have, they're active, right? So if you're out there dealing with a woman who has 15 bodies and you have 2, she's going to run rings around you, bro. She's going to run rings around you. She's going to be able to leverage her intimacy in a way that you're not prepared to deal with because you haven't dealt with it before. Right? Your 2 experiences with women probably were 2 wholesome women who, maybe she had 1 body when you met her, or maybe you guys, had the same body count or whatever. So you guys were on equal footing. And this was what Myron is talking about. You need to put yourself in a position where when it comes to the intimacy games, when the sexual games come into play, withholding sex, or all this other kind of stuff, you're going to be able to see through it because you've dealt with a lot of women. That point. And the other point is you'll be in a better position to judge the type of woman that you're dealing with. Ideally, that's his point. He was like, if you do this, he said 50 bodies, but it could be 15, 20, whatever that number is. When you get to a point where like, okay, I figured out this intimacy side. I figured this out. All right, now I'm better equipped to deal with some of these women. If you're out here womanizing in America, especially if you're in the mid-size and to large cities, you are going to come across women who have extremely high sexual partners. I'm not saying every woman, but you will come across women who are very experienced. She's not going to tell you. You're going to have to be able to see the clues. There's certain things, there's a way about it. You're going to have to be able to spot that. And the only way to be able to spot these things is to be experienced yourself. Right? So if we were just making up numbers here, what do I think the percentage of women who have over 100 bodies are out in America today? I would say about 35 or 40% of women today probably have close to 100 sexual partners. And I know people out there going crazy right now. Man, this DL Saint out of his mind. But when you sit down and talk to women, when you cool with women, like I've been out here promoting and doing comedy shows and out in the streets. I've been in the trenches a long time. You sit down and just pay attention to what's going on. When you people watch and you see one woman in the 1 month period going home with multiple guys. I used to see this in California all the time. See this on college campuses all the time. College clubs all the time. You see women in there kicking it. Beautiful girl next door looks like, 6s and 7s. You know what I mean? It's not like the real hot girls. I mean, the hot girls tend to go with the same dudes over and over again. You might see her leave the club, but she's leaving the club with the same dude. Talking about the girls, the 6s, the 7s, some of the 8s. You'll see them out kicking it, going home with different dudes. Like, yo, I saw her at this club downtown on Tuesday. She left with some dude. Then you see her again a month later, another club uptown, cool little lounge. You see her like, damn, look at a little shorty right there. She leaves with another dude. Right? Then you see her a few months later at a comedy event, something like that. Now she's talking to you. She go home with you. Right? This is what Myron's talking about. You want to get out there and see. And these women, God-fearing, church-going women, they ain't got no kids, whatever. They just want to do that, and they can. You have to be able to see that, bro. And most of these women I'm talking about, man, they going to get married, whatever, do their thing. But I think 35% of women out there today, yeah, I think 35% of those women got over 100 body counts. Over 100. You watch whatever podcast, man, watch Fresh and Fit, and you see the women they bring onto those panels. How many bodies you think those girls have? Right? These girls are just being liberated. Listen to the music. Sexy Red and all this stuff that's going on out here, hip hop and pop music, the popular music. Women twerking all the time, turning up, getting drunk. You know what I mean? They smashing. They smashing. The vast majority of women don't have body counts that high, but I think, yeah, I would say 35%. How do we prove it? I don't know. I don't know what kind of studies are being done about that. And those studies are all be self-reported. I don't know, but I'm trying to tell you, when I go out and meet a woman and I'm kicking it with her, it doesn't take long for me to figure out what time it is with her. Doesn't take long at all. I'm just watching her actions. Most dudes don't understand that. And this is why Myron has that number, that body count. He wants men to be experienced. He picked the number. The number was 50. And he based that number on the amount of bodies he thinks the average woman has, and he doubled it. That's how he came to that number. He's thinking the average girl these days probably got about 20, 25 bodies. So you should have 50 bodies as a guy. That's where that came from. Right? Don't believe me? Ask Myron. You can ask him yourself. Send in a super chat. He'll answer it. You know what I mean? Or join their community on Rumble. Send in a Rumble rant or whatever, and whatever. He'll answer it. Just be $1. He'll put it on the screen. Scam Likely in the building was good. Hey, yo, Scam, that thing, that event you was telling me about, man, the better gentleman or whatever it was. Has that event happened, bro? I never got a chance to call old dude, so it is what it is. Paid in the building, players are in demand. What's good, fam? He's like, sorry, fam, I'm broke until the first. Hey, man, don't worry about it, bro. Don't worry about it at all, man. I just appreciate having you around, man. You've been here, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, a day one type dude, man. I appreciate you, bro. We still need to do that show on Family Court, on family law and stuff like that, because I really think there's going to be a change, man. But, you know, the thing with that 50 body count, that's where Myron was thinking. He wants the guys to be experienced. He wants the guys to get in shape. He wants the guys to go out here and be competent, right? He wants the guys to, you know what I mean, to have accomplishments, man, so they can be competent, and that leads to confidence. He wants the dudes to be confident. He wants them to be fit. He wants them to have money. He wants them to be aware of what's going on in today's marketplace. That's where the 50 bodies come from. And when you do all these things and you become successful and you become this type of dude, you get to choose what type of woman you want to mess with, and you know what's at risk. That's it. You get to choose. If you want to go MGTOW, you can go MGTOW. If you want to be a passport bro, you can be a passport bro. You want to be a black pillar, a doom and gloomer? All right, you can be a doom and gloomer, but at least you know how the world works. At least you tried it or something. You know what I mean? It is what it is. That's what Myron and Fresh are doing on Fresh and Fit. And I don't, whatever podcast and Pearl, they're in it strictly for the money. And I ain't mad at them because it's a lot of money. They're in it for the money. And it's a lot of money in this space. It's a lot of money in this space. And I'm starting to believe there are women who get upset or mad because the money is no longer going to them in the dating world for the foodie dates and the experiences and the trips and the whatnot, the OF and all that. The money is being spent amongst other men and people in this group who are teaching these guys how to move. Because if you come to me, guys, like, hey, I met this girl, she's beautiful, I want to take her out. What are you talking about taking her out for a first date? Oh, I want to take her here, and starts naming this expensive restaurant. Like, well, how much you think you're going to spend on dinner there? Oh, no, I mean, how much you think it's going to be? Like, oh, you going to STK? It's going to be at least $200 each. At least. That's just one drink. She's going to wind up drinking 3 or 4. She's going to have 3 or 4 wines, right? So you're going to have whatever cocktails you're going to have. You got appetizers. You got the main course. You got desserts. Bro, you're going to be looking at $400 or $500 just to eat there. Why the hell would you take a stranger there, bro? Right? These guys are getting this information, so you have less and less men spending money like that. Guys are like, well, let me see what's up with her. I'm gonna take her on a coffee date. How many TikToks have y'all seen about women getting mad about coffee dates? Like, why are you mad about a coffee date? I'm just trying to get to know you, shorty. I'm paying for the coffee. That's what I think is going on. We're gonna continue just a little bit, and then we're gonna move on.
Woman who's coming up on 30, hasn't had any decent relationships, was the one guy that she did date and or sleep with was a dude that was a father of 2 and was broke and had to live in her house for a brief period of time. That's not a great example of the community.
He's talking about Pearl
And
Davis.
what about Andrew Tate? Andrew Tate, I mean, yes, he's done some pretty shady stuff with his businesses and things like that. Not a great shining example. But those are the only ones they know are the ones that are out there and going viral because of craziness. And I'm not saying I want to know. I've had multiple opportunities to go do interviews or to make my name better known. I don't want that. I like being quiet in my little corner of the internet, making enough money I can survive, and putting out a good message out there for men.
And Joker does that. Joker does just that. He was on. He did the Fresh and Fit podcast about probably a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, right? Joker's been putting out his message, and I believe him when he says, "Man, I don't want to deal with all that. I'm not trying to be under the spotlight like that. I just want to put out my information. I want to give guys food for thought," and that's what he does on, Better Bachelors. You guys should definitely check him out. Check him out on betterbachelors.locals.com. You can find him on YouTube, Better Bachelors, man. Joker's a good dude to listen to. And that's my thing. But, I don't mind saying, okay, I'm in the red pill space or the manosphere world, or I don't care. Call it what you want to call it. There are men over here, young men, old men, right? And everything in between looking for answers, bro. And if I can help, then I'm cool with that. Like, all right, let me help you out, homie. This is what I would do, player. They'll start a story and I'll stop and I'll finish the story for them. Like, do you know her? Like, I don't know you. Of course I don't know her. I'm just letting you know how common this is, bro. This ain't new. And this is why I think she did it. And it's your fault, player. She's running her game and you don't have any game. So she just got you, bro. She got you, homie. Don't be mad at her. Don't be mad at her, man. You gave it up. Don't be mad at her. Learn yourself a little bit of game. Then I could go back out there and I could get her. Like, forget about her, bro. Move on. Don't worry about her. In fact, when you start getting yourself together, she gonna come back and you better not do nothing with it. That's the real game. That's what's going on over here in the manosphere. Trying to help these dudes out. Simple as that. There's another video I wanted to review too. And this is, so Joker kind of set the stage. Like, you got these people out here saying what they want to say about the manosphere, and it's all bad. They want it to go away, but they don't want to replace it with anything. And more to the point, they don't want to find out why men are looking for the help in the first place. They don't want to do it. They don't want to help the men. Maybe it's because men are going to be all right. You guys are men, whatever. I don't think it's because they just hate men. Could be, but I doubt that. They're just used to men not saying anything, right? They just used to men being like Bill Burr, right? What are men supposed to do according to Bill Burr?
Jesus Christ, be a man. Push it down. Push it down. Deny your feelings. Act like you have answers. Do some man shit right now.
They're expecting men to do that. And men from my generation did that. We did that. The generation after me did that. The early millennials did that. But now, nah. Now they fall down all the time. Owie, I got a boo-boo. Someone help me. Owie. You know what I mean? Everyone gets a trophy. Look, I got a participation award. They gave me a participation award for going to the date night. How much did you spend to get in the date night? It was only $200. Were there any women in there? Not really. It was funny. It wasn't that many women in there. But you're a winner, huh? Well, yeah, they gave me a participation award. Hey, come on, bro. You food, homie. You the mark. Like, don't be paying for that shit, bro. Let me show you how to slide in there without paying. Let me show you how to, talk to these women when they come out. You can do that. Yes, sir. It's called parking lot pimping. Let me show you how it's done. Right? That is just the bottom line, bro. There's many ways to meet women. You shouldn't be paying like that, homie. You shouldn't be paying like that at all. So here's a video of a brother that is out there. I like his content. I've checked him out just a couple times. And I think it's cool. JR Wisdom. So he has this video I saw real quick, and I'm like, you know what? Let me talk about this because I want to talk about how the manosphere is helping men with videos like this. They're helping men, and they're also helping wise women. There are women out there who are catching on. Is like, yeah, I need to listen to these dudes. They know what they're talking about. And yes, there are charlatans out there. Yes, there are guys out there who are trying to take advantage. Yes, there is. Absolutely. There's money involved, y'all. That's always going to be the case. We're going into a tough time. Although people will tell you, well, everything is fine. Nothing to look out here. Nothing to look at here. Everything is great. The economy is booming. That's what they'll tell you. But where the rubber meets the road, down here in the trenches, people will tell you something else. People are plotting and scheming, hitting licks, running. You know, I'm seeing home invasions occur more often. Starting to see carjackings on the rise. Seeing a lot of armed robberies, convenience stores, liquor stores, stuff like that. Right? I'm seeing a lot of purse snatching. I'm seeing people getting, you know what I mean, walking up, a lot of muggings going on. Women getting knocked down, they taking your purse. Right? I'm just saying, but the economy is doing great. The economy is doing great. Right? So, you know, people need the money. People are trying to survive. The purchasing power of the dollar is getting weaker in America. It's doing good in other countries. You know what I mean? If you're living in Peru, if you're living in, you know, the Philippines, Thailand, Colombia, shit, even Mexico, you loving the dollar purchasing power in those countries. But if you're trying to, you know, your purchasing power in America and United Kingdom, the dollar in the UK, the dollar in Germany, the dollar in Japan. Well, Japan, the dollar is pretty strong. But like in European countries and here in America, it's not so strong. So let's check this out.
Like, one of my biggest problems is I always go for guys who are funny. Like, if you're making me laugh, I can't. Like, I won't want to do it.
A single woman with no kids who are college educated.
Yeah.
And they're having trouble finding mates because they're like, I'm at this level.
Yeah.
And I'm looking for someone to elevate me. I'm not seeing a lot of candidates that are going to meet me or improve me. And I think that is what a lot of people are missing.
I think that's an excuse, though. There are educated women out there who can find good men, but the real question is, what they're not going to tell you is how many successful men that are on their level or above their level that they passed off for silly reasons.
That's true.
See, that's something they're not going to tell you.
Yeah, absolutely.
See, that's what we don't know. We just
not
hear,
gonna get to the
I can't
nitty-gritty.
find nobody. I can't find nobody.
But
No,
what did you
can
do
find
to
them.
run him off? Like,
Yeah,
that's the question.
but you're not gonna hit right. But you're not gonna hear how many of those good successful dudes did you turn down? How many did you not give your time to?
So right there, that is a Don DeMarco if I ever heard one, y'all.
Don DeMarco.
Like, bro, you hear that all the time. You hear it all the time. Every time I speak to a woman, that's the first thing she says. That's the first thing she said. There are no good men. There are no good men. There are no good men out here. And I tell them this one thing. This is the thing I tell them all the time. I say the same thing. I know where all the good men are. She was like, where? I'm like, they're in your phone. You got them all in the friend zone. They're right there. Them dudes been sitting around for years trying to get at you. For years. Now those guys are falling into the manosphere. Now those guys are going down a red pill rabbit hole and they're getting gamed up. Now little shorty can truly say, like, I don't know where the good men are because they are avoiding you like the plague. And that's what the sister was telling the other sister. There are good men everywhere. Right? When women say there are no good men, that means that means that they can't get commitment from the guys that they want, and trust and believe they smashing them dudes. Yes, they are. Because that's all they got. They're like, okay, I've gotten him to take me out. I got his attention. You know, maybe she takes him out. Maybe she buys him some drinks. Maybe she's doing whatever. He smashes and then he moves on. Pump and dump. He moves on. And she's like, there are no good men. He's just a player. You chose him, love. Why don't you go talk to that dude over there? Now that dude's he's a lame. He's a nerd. All right, then. We're going out there and get pumped and dumped by the next guy. Right? So you see why Myron uses such a high number? Because there are women out there, like this shorty that was talking, who is slinging the Foxy Brown. And in order for you to know what type of woman you're dealing with, you're gonna have to have that intimacy experience. You have to be a guy out there who done got up his share of Foxy Brown, so you don't get wrecked by that type of person. And that's just how it plays out. Yeah, it's just how it is, y'all. I'm not saying you need 50 bodies, but you're gonna need more than 5.
Well, that clip, I appreciate this, sister, first of all. That clip was very interesting to hear. And women, when they see this, they're automatically going to go to, she's a pick-me, she's a pick-me. And so many black women say that there aren't any eligible men out here. But I'm glad she said that and she's covering everything. Because women will only say one side. There are no men. There are no good men. All men are broke. They're in jail. They're gay. And I'm too successful. I can't find men to match me. There's no man as educated as I am. A man needs to have a degree to at least date me, so on and so forth. When a lot of you are a bill in itself, a lot of you bring.
He ain't lying about that. You got these women who are out there and yeah, man, shout out to them. You know what I mean? They finished college. They got their degrees, right? Not just bachelor's, but they went on and got some master degrees. Some even have doctorates or whatever. Right. They did the work. They went out there. They did the academic work. They did what they were told to do. Everyone says you got to go to college. They did it. Right. Most people who come from black families, African-American families, brown families, right, and those white folks out of the trailer park, they had to finance that. Their family didn't have the money to pay for their college. They can't pay for their kid to go to, USC or to Oregon or to Miami, FIU, Florida State. They can't afford that. So they had to take loans. And yeah, you're making money. You got yourself you work yourself into a cool gig. You're making maybe $100,000 a year. But the problem is you have a ton of debt, right? And that debt's only increasing because you got to pay off those student loans plus maintain your lifestyle. And you want a guy, because now you got hypergamy playing into that. So, and hypergamy is just wanting to get the best that you can get, right? So most women tend to date across the social scale and up. Rarely do they date down. Men date wherever. You know what I mean? It's all good. Men date wherever, but women tend to go across and up. They generally speaking, women don't want to deal with someone who makes less than they do. Now, of course, there are outliers. But, you got a woman out there making $200,000 a year. She's not going to be cool with a guy making $70,000 a year. I mean, he's going to have to hurry up and get to where she is. Otherwise, she's going to move on. And, that's a problem. And guys need to learn this. Men need to understand this is how it works. This is what's going on today so they can move accordingly. And like what this brother's about to start saying, first of all, shout out to him. He's wearing 82nd. Looks like that guy was in division. I hope he was. I hope he ain't just wearing that. I hope he's a fellow paratrooper, right? And he was at Fort Bragg because that's where the 82nd lives. You know what I mean? All the way down on Ardennes. Y'all know where y'all at. But this brother's about to break down the financial side of dating top tier women. And by top tier, we mean, I'm not going to say top tier women, high earning women. This is the downside to dating high earning women who came from the hood or whatever, right? And I thought he made some excellent points.
Debt. You will hang this degree up in the house. You'll post it. You'll have your photo shoots, all these things showing off your degree. But the debt that comes with it, you don't show that off. And you expect the man to take you on that may be at your level or higher, and it's not necessary that's going to be out there for you, especially a man that's looking at you like this is what it is. Men don't care about degrees. Men don't care about this stuff. A lot of you ladies, just in general, let's just say a lady that's not educated, but she's gorgeous, she's got a nice body, she prefers a certain type of dude. A woman's preference doesn't change. And this is one of those things. This is one of the reasons why only 28% are ever married, right? Only 28% of Black women ever get married. That's a little over a fourth when you think about it. And I've posted about this, and women get upset, and they say in the comments on Facebook specifically, people don't understand math in general. Well, what about white women? Black people only make up 13% of the population. How could you say that? But this is relative. When it comes to these things, as opposed to the 50-something% of white women will be married. And this has drastically dropped since the Black family dynamic has basically been destroyed since how things were in the 60s and the 50s. But women are just too picky when it comes to that. And when I say picky, she said it perfectly, that you'll overlook these guys who have a stable job. They may not be the baller or educated where you're at in terms of that, but they're holding things down. They'll treat you right. They're decent looking guys, but you're just like, I need the perfect thug. I need the perfect thug doctor that writes poetry. Like Carlos has said, Carlos was like, they can fight, write poetry, can dance, can do all these things all in one. And you feel like you deserve that. This guy needs.
And it's funny, but true. It's funny, but true. You know, the perfect dynamic, if you have a woman, a Black woman in particular, who's gone to college, let's say she got her master's degree, let's say she came out, she got herself a really good corporate position, and she's on her way to the CEO suite. She's on her way, like she's a hot star, you know what I mean, a hot shot. She's doing her thing. And she meets a guy who is a plumber and owns his own business. That might be the perfect scenario for her. It's like, all right, you're on your way. You're making good money. You're up to $150,000, $200,000 a year. He's running his business, and he can expand or whatever, stay where he can do what he wants. It's his own business, and she can help him grow. He can help hold it down so she can continue to climb the corporate ladder. When it's time to have children, he can, spend more time at home. He can hire someone. He's not really worried about the company that much, just as long as the company is still rolling. He can take care of the child, whatever. Nah, man, that ain't good enough. He needs to make what she's making. So many women have said that to me. It's like, well, I mean, if he's a small business owner, and if I'm making $300,000 a year, then he needs to be making $300,000 a year or more. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to get something better. And what women fail to realize is that all women are going after those top tier guys. So you're going after a guy who makes $400,000 a year. He's fit. He's charming. He's all those other things that they said. He's the thug poet or whatever. Every woman is trying to get at him. So he gets to pick and choose. And now we're back into that vicious cycle where they're getting pumped and dumped at the highest level. Why? Because the guy's only going to choose one. And if you're not adding value, he's not going to choose you. And a lot of these women who are, they're climbing their corporate ladder. They're trying to have their careers. They don't have the time to invest in a guy like that. They can't add value to him like that because she's too busy doing what she has to do. But that hot chick, the hot girl who was just beautiful and chill and was working as a barista at Starbucks, he pulled up and saw her and hollered at her, and she's friendly and she's fit and she's feminine and she cooks and she cleans and she holds him down and she adds value to him. All the corporate women will lose to her 100% of the time. 100% of the time. They will lose to her. They hate hearing it, but that's just the game.
Needs to be a reflection of you and everything you like. He needs to be able to help you pay your student loans. He needs to be educated, have time for you, chase you, don't chase you. Women just be all over the place talking stuff. And you saw how her face was just like, oh, whatever. But let's get into this next clip, which I think I played previously, where the woman said a good man just isn't enough. Let's jump into this, man. This is crazy.
Sometimes a woman can talk her out of a relationship. You can talk. We do that.
Yes,
we will talk our
I'm gonna say something, and this might
Mhm.
ruffle little feathers. I don't think just being a good man is enough to stay in a
Okay,
relationship with them.
But when I say a good man, I mean like he's good. All that means all around. That means himself, spiritually, mentally, physically.
That's great,
healthily. Like
but
he's a good man.
that doesn't mean that he's the man for you. And
Right.
maybe when you're going through these motions of getting to know him, you're realizing, okay, he's a great person, but honestly, I don't fuck with his humor. Like he could be funny, but
And
he's
that's
not
what,
funny
and
to
that's
me.
why a lot of modern
Or-
women are getting 40 with 4 cats and no man, because
Maybe that's what
he's
they
a
like.
he's a good man, but because he's not
I feel like I'm
funny,
in between a
you
battle
gotta
right now.
you gotta throw that out.
These women just be saying like,
Bro, y'all, there are women who believe that. There are women that believe it. You'll see it on Fresh and Fit when they pull out the old delusional calculator. They do it on whatever podcast. He pulls out the delusional calculator. Whatever podcast is just, I mean, he 100% ripped the Fresh and Fit After Hours, program. I mean, that's all that is. That's all that is, bro. It's Fresh and Fit on the West Coast. Because he just ripped that After Hours thing, got a bunch of, you know what I mean? And it is what it is. Because he runs this delusional calculator too. But you get women from the West Coast, you got women from the Southeast. Folks who come on Fresh and Fit, those girls, they don't live in Miami. Those women are from all over the world, all over the country. And what's going on whatever podcast, those women are from SoCal. They're from Southern California, bro. And like mostly the LA area, you know what I mean? Like Ventura, San Bernardino, maybe San Diego. But the majority of those people come from the LA area. And, you hear this over and over and over again. And again, that woman who was saying that stuff, you look at her. How many sexual partners do you think that woman had? How experienced do you think she is? And I mean, I don't know why people have such a hard time accepting that. It's not a bad thing. It's not a knock on her. It's not a knock on her at all. But if you don't have the same type of experience that she does, and you come across that woman, like, bro, she's gonna be able to pull the wool over your eyes, especially the first 4 weeks. She's gonna have you 100% fooled. If you don't know what to look for, you will fall prey. You will. And this is what the manosphere is about. Platforms like this, they give men a perspective that they're not going to get in the mainstream world. This is stuff you got to be thinking about, bro. This is why you need to vet people. This is why the vetting process takes so long. This is what you're looking for. If you see this, move on. Some dude who's up and coming might get tangled up with a woman like that, marry her, all this kind of stuff, have a kid with her. And then what? She decides to get married because you're not funny? Forget the money, forget the heartache, forget the stress of going through the family court system. The fact that now you're fighting to have access to your children. That's horrific. It all could be avoided if you know what to look for.
like some of the dumbest stuff. Rest in peace to Kevin, though. They just be saying the dumbest stuff. All those things you see, they were checking him off at the bottom. He can have this, but I just don't mess with his humor. He's boring. He's not funny, which I
just finished my workout at the gym, so we're just gonna ignore how I look. But I want to go back to like one of my problems with dating, and I realized that like one of my biggest problems is I always go for guys who are funny. Like if you're not making me laugh, I can't. I'm not interested in you. I won't want to continue it. But like the guys who are funny are always assholes, and they're always like emotionally unavailable. Like why is that? And then the guys who are like super nice and were like treat me right and like give me the whole world, they're just not funny. And I can't click with you if you're not funny. And like that's.
Are y'all listening? Are y'all listening to this? Whenever I see this kind of stuff, and I know this woman isn't representative of all women, I get that. She's definitely in a minority. But you just like, man, what am I doing here, man? I might as well quit.
Well, that's great. That's just fucking great, man. Now what the fuck are we supposed to do?
You know what I mean? Like, but it is what it is. An attractive woman. She's in the gym. She's keeping her body right. She's older. She's experienced. She's like, I just got to have a guy that can make me laugh. But those guys are assholes and emotionally unavailable. I'm funny. I'm not an asshole. I don't think I am. But you know what it is? The guys who are funny get to a point where they get tired of her shit and they move on. And now they're assholes. Right? But the other guys, they give her everything she wants, tell her what she wants to hear, pedestalize her, right? Shower her with gifts and attention, and she dumps them because they're not funny. I'm not saying that, again, she doesn't speak for all women, but there are a lot of women out there like that. A good chunk, you know what I mean? A good chunk of women are like this woman right here.
That's my problem.
Which I get it. If you feel like a guy is boring, boring is safe. Safe is boring to a lot of women. They want some excitement, some adventure. They want a man that they have to think about, worry about, complain to their girlfriends about. That's what it boils down to. And that's why you don't care about security in that matter. You sometimes care if he makes money, but it's right. A woman's preference doesn't change, fellas. And that's what I'd like you guys to know. This woman right here, she's an attractive woman, so she pretty much has her pick of men. She has a decent body. I had some women commenting on my Facebook when I posted, why does a woman's body, and this is a video similar to this, why does a woman's body matter? Next, you're going to the same thing with looks. Why does her looks matter? Because her looks do matter to a certain extent. It's not.
Why does a man's wallet matter? Why does a man have to be successful? Why does a man have to be tall? Why does a man have to have muscles? Stop it. I'm not on Facebook. I'm gonna have to start broadcasting on Facebook at some point. You know, that's what older folks are. Why is it that my body matters? Because men are attracted to beauty, physical beauty. They're attracted to that. All men are, right? But Uncle Saint, I be seeing all these big girls out here with dudes. Yeah, man. They trying to smash. They want to smash. And they'll take whatever low-hanging fruit they got to get. These dudes, those dudes understand, man, it's hard out here. It's hard to get on. So I'll take this fat girl. Right. And it's funny, man. I be coming across big girls, man. They'll see me, be walking by me and trying to get my attention. I'd be damn near having to bite a hold of my lip to keep from laughing at these big chicks. I'm like, man, go on. One of the women came up to me. I'm like, I'm cool, love. I'm cool. Don't you want some of this? I mean, she was bold and crass and rude. I had to let her have it, guys. I had to let her have it, bro. I had to let her have it. That was as soon as she said she was saying what she had to say, and I'm like, oh, we being rude now?
Get some. Get some.
Boy, I was asking her to give me coupons to McDonald's and everything else, bro. Like, come on, man. You know where I can get some fried chicken at 3 a.m. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? I know you got some gravy in your purse. Yeah, I let her have it. Let her have it. All her friends were laughing. They felt bad for her. That's what she gets. She shouldn't have started it. I tried to get away. But the fact that she believed she had a shot, it just showed me how emboldened they are. You know what I mean? And it's not just, you know, like just the big girls, but like all women, like the lower tier women on that, you know, scale of 1 to 10. Bro, they getting so much attention, bro. They getting so much attention. It's crazy. And you just got to deal with it as a guy. Like I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna walk away, but hey, don't push me into a corner now. Don't make me have to verbally let you have it, because I will. But why are they like this? Because other dudes are out there trying to get at them. And, you know, it is what it is. They're getting tons and tons and tons of attention. Educated Tyrone's in the building. What's good, fam? He's like, yeah, low tier women are cocky. I'd rather approach 6s and up. The 3s and 4s have the highest standards. They all got them super high standards, bro. You know what I mean? And in this particular story, she approached me. And like I said, she had attitude when I was kind of, you know what I mean, respectfully trying to back away. She wouldn't stop, so I had to give it to her both barrels, bro. But you're right. They're getting so many, you know, offers, and they're getting, you know, they got foodie guys and they're getting flued out, and you know what I'm saying? Like they're getting experiences. Can't get mad at them, man. That's just how the market runs. Right? That's just how it is. Let's continue.
not the end all be all, because a lot of pretty women have the worst attitudes. They have the worst minds when it comes to this. But we're just speaking as a whole. This is why a lot of Black women aren't married, because of this. Because they feel like they're settling. They'll waste their good years on or get pregnant by the pookies who aren't about nothing. There's a lot of trauma that comes with this, and this is just the entitlement overall that turns any man who knows his value and knows that, hey, this woman's a problem right off top. I can clap the cheeks and dip, but it sounds like she's a problem off top. I'm not getting anything out of this but a headache. And sometimes you can find this out early on with women like this. I just need a man that has his masters. He needs to at least have his masters to date me. For me to take him seriously, he has to have his masters. And this goes on. There's so many videos I get into, especially the educated is even worse. Not to say a woman shouldn't be educated, but the fact that she feels like she has to have her equal. Men will date down. Women feel like they have to date up or equal.
And that is hypergamy. It is what it is. That's how that works. Right? I'm not trying to change the game. I just want people to understand that that's how the game works. That's how the game goes. That's how the game is played. Don't get mad. Just adjust. Right? He was saying, you know, what he was saying about women, you know, the fine women giving you headaches and whatnot. You know, Brother Tyrone is saying, he's like, whenever I approach super attractive women, it's usually a pleasant interaction, even if I don't get her number. And here's the thing. That's probably because she finds you attractive, bro. Right? When women say, I just want, you know, I want men to attract, I want men to approach, I want men to do this, I want men to do that. What they really mean is they want men that they find attractive to do that. So if you're a dude out here, you're approaching really attractive women and they're giving you a lot of attitude, it's probably one of two things. Probably more than likely she doesn't find you attractive, or you're dealing with a lower status type woman. Like, she's hood. She could be either from the ghetto, from the barrio, from the trailer park. She's just hood. And she's just gonna come at you like that. She got that funky attitude. It's gonna be one of the two. More than likely is, if they're nice, it's because they find you attractive or you said something to make them laugh or whatever. You know, maybe you're in a good mood or whatever. But if they give you a hard time, more than likely it's because, you know, they're more hood than anything else. It's funny that you're here, man, because I'm gonna be reacting to our video that we did on Torsh's podcast here in a second. So Rich Cooper, one of Rich Cooper clips, I want to go over real quick. Why do tricons push for monogamy? Right? Again, why am I going over all these things? Because to me, this is what the red pill really is about, man. The manosphere is really about getting this information out to guys who need it. Some of us don't need the information, but you know, a lot of us do. A lot of guys out here can use this information. We might go over something. They're like, oh, you know what? I was having a problem with that. And that makes a lot of sense now. Or you might have guys who stop approaching attractive women because they were giving him attitude. But I just told them, like, maybe she's a little hood, bro. She's just rude. She's crass. Right? Simply because she's beautiful doesn't mean that she's a feminine woman. It's like, oh. And the dude might be like, yeah, I was in the hood and I was at this and that. Why don't you try approaching beautiful women away from that environment and see how it goes? Your experience might be closer to educated Tyrone's. You're like, oh, even if it doesn't go, you know, even if it doesn't lead to a date, the encounter was cool. She was smiling, you were smiling. It was a good encounter, and you guys are better people for it. Just going about your way, as opposed to who you think you is and all this and licking their teeth and all that. Man, shit, you talking to the wrong one, man. She just hood. And, you know, sometimes it's all good or it's all hood, depending on where you're from. Here we go.
A book called Sperm Wars. I don't know if you guys have read it or listened to it.
Yeah,
I'm only about halfway through it, maybe about a third of the way through. But it's like, it's really interesting because it's a lot different from like Evo Psych and other theories that I've sort of gone through, because it talks about how sperm competes in the reproductive tract of women. And there's three kinds of sperm that men generate. There's the egg getters, there's the blockers, and there's the killers. And 2/3 of the sperm that we scatter are designed to fight against other sperms. to either block access or to kill the others to prevent them from gaining access. It just goes to show you how humans are built to be promiscuous and non-monogamous, right? It's, I mean, I'm not through the whole thing yet, but it's a fascinating listen, like all scientifically backed too.
That is crazy. I didn't know that. And I'm going to have to look into it. Pretty sure there's some, like you said, some science behind it. Pretty sure there's some stuff on YouTube I'll be able to watch from the scientists who are doing these studies. I do recall watching a documentary on human sexuality. God, this must have been 15 years ago, maybe longer. The two test subjects were in the UK, in London, if I'm not mistaken. You had a couple, they were, long-term relationship, but I think they were in some sort of open relationship or something. It was something going on, and they talked about this. They talked about the whole thing with sperm and, how the male who's in a relationship, his sperm is out looking and hunting to kill other sperm. I vaguely remember watching a documentary on this. And the whole time I was thinking like, oh man, dude went out of town and his girl started smashing dudes raw. But I think they agreed to do it for for science or whatever. But still, I mean, could you imagine that conversation? Hey, honey, they asked me to do this science project. They're doing some sort of study, and I'm gonna need to smash other dudes while you're away. Okay, love, whatever you want. Man, I'm gonna be mad about something like that, bro. But I just thought it was. I just thought that was crazy what he just said.
Maybe I'll do a full breakdown on it once I get through the entire book. But yeah, like whenever you get these like typical tradcons that are like, oh, you're ruining society by telling guys to spin plates, whatever. It's like, I don't tell you to bang them all. I tell you to consider options, compare and contrast. And if you want to indulge, but I don't think you should in everything if you don't have genuine burning desire or to pursue anything that's not attractive. Like,
yeah, but it has nothing to do with the greater good. It has nothing to do. It's all about self-preservation. It's all about,
that part right there, the traditional conservatives out there, those are the people who are like, get married and have kids, and you need God in your life or Allah or whatever, or Yahweh, whatever. You need religion and be like us and everything to be fine. That's not true. And what Rich Cooper was saying is like, hey, I'm not telling you to go out there and smash unlimited women. I'm just saying keep your options open type stuff. I get where he's coming from. My thing is, if you're going to spin plates and make sure all the women involved know that's what you're doing, right? Be safe about it. You know what I mean? Definitely want to, wear protection and all that kind of stuff. Not just for babies. Babies are your least of your concerns, because you out here smashing multiple women. Trust me, those women are out there smashing some other dudes, at least one other dude, more than likely. So you want to be careful with that. Let them know what time it is. This is what we're doing. Right? This is how this is going to work. Let her choose. Let her say, okay, I'm with it, or no, I'm not with it, because she will see you, right? One of her friends will see you out with one of your women, and that stuff will get back to her. Right? I remember I was in, I forget what town, maybe it was Atlanta. I was in Atlanta, and I had just broken up with someone that I was with for a minute. So I go to Atlanta to go do what I do, and word got back to her that I was in Atlanta smashing other chicks. I was only there for the weekend, and she, like, when I got back, home, she told me, she was like, yeah, I heard you was in Atlanta, because we were just talking. She was like, how was Atlanta? I'm like, how'd you know I was in Atlanta? It was a last minute thing. I didn't even know I was going. I was just last minute. People hit me up like, hey man, why don't you pull up? And I went to Atlanta, and she knew about it. Right now, she wasn't mad or anything like that. She was just having conversation, like, oh yeah, I heard you were in Atlanta. How was it? And I'm like, oh yeah, I had a good time. I was just so and so, and she was telling me about one of the girls I was smashing on that trip. She's like, yeah, be careful with little shorty. She's, she's a good time girl and da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, all right, appreciate it. Thanks. I wasn't thinking nothing of it. You know what I'm saying? I was just, whatever. It was just something to do. But that's an example of how small America is and how small the world is, right? That stuff comes through like that. Like that. So this is why you tell women, hey, if you doing your thing, you running a rotation, you got to let them know. Let them choose to be a part of your rotation. Right. So the tradcons get mad, like, oh, you guys are out here just kind of ruining women, this and that. Women got to choose, bro. I'm not ruining anybody. She's doing what she wants to do. And I'm just not going to sit back and let an opportunity pass by. Like I tell women all the time, man, don't threaten me with a good time. You know what I mean? We can make that happen if that's what you want to do, shorty. Right? I have one acronym I live by, bro. ABTS, man. Always be talking shit. Wherever I go, I'm always talking crazy. It's constant flirting. I'm just always flirting. People ask, well, why do you do that, Unc? It keeps me sharp. Keeps me sharp. I tell dudes all the time, man, just be talking shit, bro. Always. Okay, who you talking to? You know what I mean? Talking to a woman like a cashier at Walgreens, or you know, getting your car washed and the attendant is female, holler at her real quick. You want to work on your game to the extent that they can't tell if you're flirting or not. That's what you're trying to get. You know, you want to get to the point where just saying hi, she finds kind of alluring. You want to get to that part, making them laugh, saying something fly, noticing something, whatever. It's just a quick encounter and you move on. Like she's almost expecting you to double back and ask for a number or something. You just say that, whatever. Hey, girl, nice talking to you. I'm gonna holler at you. And you just move on. I've had women come out, you know what I mean? Like, hey, excuse me. I'm thinking I forgot something, come back and they, hey, here's my Instagram. I just wrote it down for you. Oh, okay. Or before Instagram, like, here's my number. I just wrote it down for you. Like, okay, I'm gonna holler at you then, bye. Sometimes I kept the number, sometimes I didn't. But I'm always talking crazy, man. Always be talking shit, bro. Always. It will help you. It will help you. Brother Tyrone, he's like, also, he was talking about approaching pretty women. Like, also, I have a non-threatening look, even though I'm a little taller than most women. So I'm sure that that influences how my intentions or my interactions go. Sorry about that. I didn't have my glasses on. Brother Pitney's in the building. What's good, family? What's good, man? But you always be talking shit, people. You're like, I had some fun in Atlanta on Cinco de Mayo. Hey, man, the Latino population has grown so much in Atlanta over the years, bro. But you want to have a good time on Cinco de Mayo, man, go to Miami. Oh, my God, they go crazy in Miami on Cinco de Mayo, bro. For real. And, yeah, you'd be surprised how word gets around, man. You'd be surprised, bro. Yeah. Back in my 20s, that's when I was in the military too, bro. Like, bro, from North Carolina to Georgia to Ohio, man, we was doing all kind of stuff, bro. Virginia, New Jersey, New York, like we was DC, like Maryland, we was doing damage, bro. We was doing damage. And it was crazy. Fort Bragg, North Carolina, man, we was just hitting all kind of spots. All kind of spots. We was in Atlanta all the time. Bro, I mean, yeah, we definitely did a lot of damage in the 20s, man. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. Like, I got game. I'm just an old dude, bro. But in order to really work on that, man, I think that's what all men should be striving to do. It's harmless. And it just helps you get better. It helps get, you're over that approach anxiety because you're always talking shit to begin with. So approach anxiety goes away. Right. And then you're not doing it to where you're trying to actually get information from. Like, I'm not trying to get your number. I'm not trying to get your Instagram. I'm not trying to ask you out. I'm just talking shit. And when you get to a point where you are really good at it, women will start asking you out. Like, oh my God, you're so funny. What's up with you? They're looking at your hands. They don't see any wedding rings. They look, you ain't got your kids with you. They gonna start to get, they trying to get at you, bro. Especially in places that you frequent. You know, you start coming in there, they'll see you come in, they'll come running from the back of the store just so they can help you. Right? Because they want to holler at you. That's part of it, bro. Always be talking shit, man. So I just wanted to put that real quick in there. And, that's one of the things that they, blame Rich Cooper for and other people. And Rich Cooper, again, he calls the manosphere the mano swamp. You know what I mean? He's kind of like Joker. He's like, you know what? I'm RP adjacent. But he talks about bettering yourself. He talks about building businesses and networking, you know what I mean? And becoming the best version of yourself. That's what's up. You know what I mean? That's the message that needs to get out there. So these guys who are looking for this information, they're getting it. They're not just getting it from the Andrew Tates of the world or the Myron Gangsters of the world. They're getting it from Joker. They're getting it from Rich Cooper. They're getting it from Uncle Saint. No Diddy. Right? They're out there finding answers to questions that has been plaguing them for a long time. And then when they go out there and they actually put some of this stuff to use, they're like, damn, this shit really does work. But it takes a lot of work to get there. So, you know, I think this space is needed, 100% needed. This next video is from Torch's show. This is Educated Tyrone, brother, who's in the chat right now. His brother Tyrone and myself. And this is the part, bro, when we were talking about numbers versus Instagram. And even Torch wanted to jump in on this one when we were on the show. Numbers versus Instagram. And this is information that you know, that's, you know, technology always changes, and with, you know, sometimes you got to modify the way you move with technology. I rarely go for phone numbers anymore. I don't want a girl's number. I want her social media. I want her Instagram. Older women who are closer to my age, and y'all know I'm in my 50s, women who are closer to my age tend to have Facebook. That's going to be their social media of choice. But I would say, just making up numbers here, I would say 85% of women have an Instagram, especially younger women. So that's what I go after. Let me get your Instagram. So we're gonna get into this, and I'll tell you guys why once we let this once we hear this. So let's check this out.
I don't see anything wrong with that, because again, he gave it a fair shot. He may have approached a hot looking one and had some conversation, but she may have said, oh, take my Instagram. She don't even want to give me a number.
So this is what I was saying. Not to cut you off, but not to cut you off. But yeah, and it's, you know, it's sometimes it's hard to jump in there with brother Tyrone. You gotta just keep pushing in there till you get in there. But when you come across a woman, you guys are engaged, especially if she's attractive or whatever. You're talking to a woman, and she wants to give you her Instagram. That's more of the norm these days, and you want that. You want her Instagram. Why? Because it opens up another facet of the game. And this is where Fresh and Fit, DMs on demand, and all that kind of stuff comes into play. If you use Instagram properly, you're going to display lifestyle. And in today's world, that's the best game ever. So when you get someone's Instagram, you get to go through all of their stuff, right? The first thing you get to see is her Instagram private or not? Because that's important, right? If it's private, it's like, okay, you know, she might, you know what I mean? This might be a good one right here. Just the fact that she has a private Instagram, like, this might be a good one right here. If her Instagram is public, okay, we'll see. You know what I mean? And then you get to see the type of pictures that she posts. Is she doing a lot of thirst trapping, right? Or does she have a bunch of pictures with just her close friends, family? Everyone's pretty much covered up. It might be a couple bikini pics, but, you know, not crazy twerking with my bikini. And, you know, is she on yachts? Is she on private jets? Is she riding around in exotic cars? All this stuff is great information to have, because it lets you know who you're dealing with, right? It lets you know who you're dealing with. She's doing the same. Women go through your Instagram with a fine-tooth comb, bro. You would think that they are forensic cops or something, bro. They go through everything, every picture, every comment, every reel. They go through everything. And if you know how to set your Instagram up in such a way that women find it attractive, that's really going to help you get what you're trying to get. This is why Fresh is so successful. This is why I don't worry. Like when people say Fresh is out there, you know, buying women or whatever, he's simping. I don't believe that. Women come after him for the lifestyle that he portrays on his Instagram. Fast cars, boats, you know what I mean? Jets, like airplanes. He's always doing stuff. He's in clubs. He's on his podcast. He's wearing the clothes. He's around, you know, celebrities. That is why that's one of the reasons that he does the numbers that he does. And then in Miami, of course, he's just rocking out with the dimes. They see him. They know he has bread. So I prefer Instagram. So Tyrone and I were having this discussion. We're gonna get back. Matter of fact, let's get back to the discussion here. But this is I want to jump in right here. I would say to the guy in that scenario to smash them both. Just like your scenario with the one
but
girl
he's
you were
not
trying
going to
to
smash them both.
and he should, and that's the whole point.
No,
There
I'm
it is
saying
right
he's
there.
no. I'm saying no.
I
I'm
just-
saying
I'm just trying to get-
the
he
hot
should.
one doesn't. I'm saying in my scenario, the hot one doesn't want him.
Fine, but he's still going to gun at her, and he's also gonna gun at the other girl that you said was.
No,
less
he should
attractive.
approach
He's
them.
also-
But I'm saying when he gets rejected, he should accept it.
What you mean accept it?
I'm saying again, like I said,
I'm
if
not
I was
saying
in,
not- yeah, that part right there, brother Tyrone, like he should accept it. I'm like, what you never accept failure, my friend. Never. It's the airborne stuff, bro. No. We're gonna keep going, keep pushing. You should never accept it, right? And especially in a situation, because I get what you were saying. Like, well, she wouldn't give me her phone number. She gave me an Instagram. She was just brushing me off. What I would say to that is like, no, she's interested. She gave you her Instagram so you can keep in touch with her, so she can keep an eye on you. In today's world, you want the Instagram. In the scenario you were given, brother, if she was really gamed up like that, if she was out there like that in them streets, she has a number that she can give you that doesn't work. She has a number, right? She hasn't committed to memory. She'll just give you that, you know what I mean? What is it? 555-3719 or whatever that damn song is. I can't remember the name of the song. It's an old song. Right? 3709. I can't remember. It's an old ass song from the 80s, man. But women got numbers that they give that don't work. You can call, you can text, nothing. If she wanted to give you the brush off, she would gladly give you that number, get rid of you, you never see her again. She wanted to give you her Instagram, so she can keep in touch with you. Right? Again, that has everything to do with you as an individual. You're the type of dude that she thinks is attractive. Here's a way to get a hold of me. So to me, that's why I'm like, nah, you never accept. Nah, that's not a loss. That's a win. That's an absolute win. You never accept that. When you get a bad number, this number don't work. It's like, damn, she gave me a bad number. Now, you don't accept that loss. You just figure out a way to get around it. Okay, next time I want to get an Instagram. She's older. Okay, I'll take a Facebook. But let me get, you know what I mean? They got Snapchat. There's so many different social medias out there. So women will give you a way, and especially if she's into you, she'll give you a way to keep in touch with her. You know what I mean? Brother Pitney's right here. It's like, yeah, IG gives you more information about a girl in 3 minutes than most guys can figure out within 30 days of getting a number. Facts, man. Facts. There it is right there. Brother Pitney, bro, you are the man. 8675309. That's the number I was trying to remember, bro. God damn, bro. What don't you know, man? Shout out to you. One more. Shout out to you, bro. The keeper of the knowledge, Brother Pitney. He is the keeper of knowledge over here on I Really Want to Know podcast. Yeah, man. 8675309. That's exactly what I was thinking, man. I got the song playing in my head right now. I can't get it out of my head. But women will give you a way to keep up with them, bro. If they find you attractive, they will give you a way, you know what I mean, to stay, so they can see what's up with you. So you want that Instagram. Girl, they hit and drag her off, man. We're not cavemen anymore.
Yeah, I can put myself in this hypothetical. I can use myself just for the sake of argument. If I was that guy myself and I approached that hot chick, if she says 30 or 2 minutes in or less, oh, take my Instagram, I don't give my number out. To me, that's an instant, I'm out. There's no point in wasting my time.
Nah, it's the other way around, bro. And Torture's about to come up and tell you it's the other way around. You want the Instagram. You really do. This is part of the game that, again, I'm seeing the sexual marketplace is constantly evolving around technology and other stuff. So this is one of the things, like, you get her Instagram, you on. And like I said, the first thing, I guess she gives you an Instagram, you send her a request, she's private. She doesn't accept your request, you know what time it is. She doesn't care about you. Right? It is what it is. Okay, now you've been blown off officially. But you get her Instagram, you send a request, couple weeks later, couple days later, couple hours later, she accepts that request. As soon as she accepts that request, the more interested she is in you, in my opinion, because she's looking for that. Oh, let me hit that. And that's where you want to be. Right? That's where you want to be. I've had women, I had some woman give me her phone number a couple weeks ago. And I didn't even want to take it. I didn't want to take it. Like, you got an Instagram? Like, I don't. But it was an older woman. She did Facebook, and I was like, all right. She's like, make sure you call me. I'm like, okay. Nah, I want to see what you're doing. You see what I'm doing, right? You can like some stuff. I mean, there's so many different ways. Like I said before, if a woman is into you, she will place herself in your orbit. Period. This is a way to place herself in your orbit. She is watching you, bro. She is watching you. And as the scenario goes on, I'll tell you what I mean. Let's continue.
This is a situation
I
where
literally give out my Instagram over my phone number on purpose. So I can.
Me too. I don't answer numbers anymore. I want Instagram.
Can I finish?
No, because my opinion matters. I
know, but I have to finish the example because DL's. I assume he was just going to bring up nuances anyway. Once I
I'm going to run the same scenario. I want to hear your scenario, and then I'm going to run the same scenario.
I'm trying.
Right.
No, but I'm saying I have to finish this because the second part again, I have to give the other again.
Let's hear it.
Again, Torsia, if I approach 20 women, I might get rejected 3 times. The other 17 times, I'm probably going to get 10 numbers, whatever. But my point is, if I talk to her for 5 minutes and we're compatible and she's mildly attracted to me, I'm probably going to get the number. I'm not going to get an Instagram. And again, I'm not just going by my 20s. I've smashed a woman within the last year. I'm not just.
No, I believe you.
So let me give you a scenario. Same scenario.
If she's mildly attracted, yes, I'll get her number. I'll get both. Yes, in that scenario, yes, I'll smash both.
Titties. See, it shuts them up like that. Okay.
Okay. I like that. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay. Fuck, I almost forgot what I was gonna say. Okay, let's say that everything you say is true. I grant it to you, looks, whatever, all the shit. Let's say that you have the girl and she gives you her number because she thought you were hot, whatever it was. She was already kind of attracted to you. Now what? You know, like to get a girl to even answer a text doesn't work all the time. To set up a date, it's like, hold on. Yeah. Just because she might have been attracted to you doesn't mean you're going to get her to respond. So what does it matter? Okay, I'll shut up.
And Torsia brought up an excellent point. Right? Simply because you get a number, you can text, you can call, man. Come on, bro. I can't tell you how many times I get phone calls. I'm not answering that. I'm not responding to that text. And I'm a dude. Right? So women, come on, bro. But Instagram, they will hit that little heart button, bro. They'll hit that like. Blink. Blink. They'll hit that like. They'll go in and look at all your stuff. They're looking at your stories. They're liking them. Right? You don't have to. This technology makes it easier. This is another reason why I say this. There's absolutely no reason for guys to be sexless in America today. They just make it so easy to get access to women with this technology. And Brother Penny, like, yeah, appreciate the love, Uncle. Come on now, you earned that, bro. The keeper of the knowledge, man. Brother Pitney. Sir, Brother Pitney, keeper of the knowledge, man. For real, bro. You always right on point when I need, like, hey, man, what I need? And boom, there it is right there, man. 8675309, man. That was perfect, man. Let's continue.
Well, it matters because the other guy that took DL Saint's advice and Myron and Fresh or Donovan Sharp's advice, he went to that Comic-Con for that hot girl because he was sold a dream of not getting a girl that's on his level, that's average looking. He was sold a dream that we all can smash 7s. I can name friends that were 5s or below 5s that smash hot looking women, but I know for every ugly dude that was smashing hotter women than I did, there was another 9 or 20 or 50 or 100 ugly dudes that weren't smashing anything.
And you make a good point there, Brother Tyrone. But again, I mean, I can definitely speak to Myron and Fresh. Not so much Donovan Sharp. I mean, I watched quite a bit of Donovan's content. You know what I mean? I've met Donovan's cool people. I dig him. But, man, I don't know who is out there selling a program that's going to guarantee that you smash a certain type of woman. There are people out there like myself and like Myron and Fresh is like, no, this is what you need to do to make yourself more attractive to women. if you do these things, women will see you, and now you're in the game, and you can kind of figure it out from there. I tell dudes all the time, like, bro, I tell guys, when you go into a situation, let's say you walk into a room, right? If you go into a situation, you want to holler at women. You walk into a room, there's a room full of women. Most guys are going to start with the less attractive women and work their way up. That's how most guys look at it. Well, I'm going to start over here with these 4s and 5s and work my way up. That's not how I do it. I start at the top. I find the most beautiful woman in the room. I find them, and there they are. I start at the top and I work my way down. And a lot of people don't understand why I do that. Well, you already know I'm already talking shit, right? Always be talking shit. So whenever I go over there and talk to them, I already got something fly to say. I'm talking shit to begin with. But I want all the women in the room to see me with my cojones going up to the finest woman in there, right? I'll walk up to her, and if it doesn't work out, she shoots me down, fine. I walk away with the same confidence I had when I walk up. I walk away and I go to the next one and the next one and the next one. I've never gotten past number 4. And all those women see what I'm doing. They're like, that's a confident dude. Like, whoa, who is that guy? That's where I start. You're not guaranteed any outcome in dating, period. Like I said, there is no magic formula. No one can give you the secret words. You know what I mean? Alakadabra, alakazam. You know what I mean? It doesn't happen like that. You just got to go out here and do your thing. You want to display confidence. Best way to display confidence in that scenario, go talk to the finest women and work your way down. Trust me, you won't get past number 4. Absolutely top-down approach, my brother. You won't get past number 4. And it shows that that's a guy with some balls. And when you're talking to him again, you have no approach anxiety because you're always talking shit to women anyway, wherever you go, all day, every day. And you know how to make them laugh. You're saying witty stuff. You say what you got to say. You sit back and you wait for them to respond, and then you move on. There are other things that I teach that I'm not going to give all the sauce away. There are other things that I teach that help with this scenario, but all the other women are watching, right? All the women talk about, I'm a 10, I'm a 10, I'm a 10. That's the thing that kills me with women. Every woman you talk to, she's a 10. Rate yourself, I'm a 10. Here's the thing. They know where they rate. They know who the hot girls are. They know who the ugly ducklings are. They know where they fit. Now, they ain't going to come out and tell the whole world, but they know inside their head where they fit. She know, like, I'm a 6. She knows, like, I'm one step above average in this room. She might be I'm one step below average in this room. It's a sliding scale. You might be at 8 in Cincinnati, Ohio, but you go down to Miami, you're a 5 instantly. Instantly. You a 5 before you get into any hot spots. You a 5 at McDonald's, bro. You a 5 at Burger King. The girl back there taking your order finding in you, bro. She is 6. She is 7. You know what I mean? The girl in the drive-thru window's at 8. For real. Right? But that same woman could go to Iowa, go to Sioux Falls or something like that. She's back up to the 8s again. She might be 8.5, 9. Depends on where you at. So women understand that. You know, go to LA. LA got some of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my life. And most of them don't even go out. They go to work. They go to auditions, right? They go make movies and TV shows or whatever else they're doing. And that's it. They go home. The only time they go out is for a rap party, or they're going out for, and a rap party means they wrapped the show. They finished the show and they're going to the party to celebrate finishing the show. It's not like rappers. It's the rap party. You know what I mean? Or they're going to a premiere. They only do the Hollywood stuff. They don't just go out to be going out. And I didn't realize that for like the first 5 years I was in Miami. I started going to Hollywood stuff. I started, going on sets to movies and, going to rap parties and going to premieres and stuff like that. Like, oh my goodness, some of the finest women I've ever seen show up to those things, bro. Shooting stuff like small budget stuff, low budget stuff, big budget stuff. Bro, there's some beautiful women out there. You just don't see them in the clubs. There's a whole nother group of people to go to the clubs and stuff like that, bro. Brother Pitney, IG also helps with dealing with women overseas. Yep, WhatsApp is popular with internationals, but so is IG. You can get let me see. You can call girls in other countries using the internet connection. Facts. WhatsApp is huge. It's always been huge, but now it's like really big. Telegram, WhatsApp, IG. You can hit up anybody, anywhere on planet Earth. If they got that phone, they got that app, you can talk to them. That is a fact, bro. That is a fact. Let's continue.
And I would run into these guys on campus. And sometimes some of these guys, I would forget they even went to the same school. You literally never saw. One of them, he lived in my dorm freshman year. Spring semester, I saw the guy once. I'm like, yo, I forgot you even went to the school. That's how antisocial he was.
Well, invisible man, right?
Right. He was social.
Think about that. If you as a dude don't see other dudes, just imagine how invisible they are, bro. When we talk about invisible man, we talk about the bottom 80. That's what we're talking about. If you, like Brother Tyrone, as a nerdy dude in college doing his thing, and you don't see these guys, do you think any women see these dudes? He might sit next to the same girl in his science lab 3 days a week, and she probably don't know who he is. So this is the reason why you got to have a red pill. This is the reason you need a manosphere. So these guys can learn. If that guy was listening to Uncle Saint, like, bro, every time you go into class, man, say something to her, man. ABTS, bro, always be talking shit.
He was nice. Whatever.
He didn't do everything right because he wouldn't have been invisible. It's still some things he could have done.
I'll grant you.
He didn't do everything right.
But
so
yeah,
back to the, let me give my scenario on that example, right? Two girls, we're in Comic-Con. I'm dressed up as a Colonial Viper pilot. Yeah, Uncle Saint knows about Battlestar Galactica from the 70s, and Ronald D. Moore's Battlestar Galactica was like the best sci-fi I've seen in decades. I'm dressed up as fucking, I don't know, Boomer. The old Boomer, the black Boomer from the 1978 Battlestar Galactica. Y'all nerds know what I'm talking about. That's right. Don't tell nobody Uncle Saint said this shit because I swear I sneak up on you and I cut you. So I'm just joking. So I'm dressed up as a Colonial Viper from the 1978 whatever Battlestar Galactica. I come up on two hot chicks. One really a 9, and then the other girl is like a 6, right? And a 6 is one step above average, guys. 5 is average. So 5s are good. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
I run it. I make my run at the hot chick. She rushed me with her Instagram. Perfect. That's what I want. I break contact right away. I made contact with the 6, right? I talked to her. I spent a little bit more time with her. Right? Talk to her. I break contact. Now, how is this going to play out? Later, on my Instagram story, it's going to show that because I'm going to be at Sidebar. I got a table because, Comic-Con's in San Diego, guys. And one of the hot spots was Sidebar. I don't know if it's still there, but it was there forever. It's a great spot. I'm in the club. She sees that shit. She goes to that club, the hot girl, right? And so does the 5 or 6 girl. She come in there, right? Now, all the rest of that red pill shit comes into play. I got a table, right? Status. She hits me up. I'm having trouble getting in. Oh, no problem. I walk her in. Damn, this guy got pulled. I walk in the other girl too. We at the table. It's ballers at the table. I'm like a couple of us dressed up, but this dude's wearing suits or whatever. 5, 6 bottles coming out. I'm not buying them. The dudes at the table buying them. Smart dudes, wealthy dudes, clouded up people they recognize from around town. Right? Now, I'm in a position because I've been talking to these chicks. I'm going to smash one of these girls. And it's not right now. The fact that I had their Instagram gives me an intimacy level that I wouldn't have if I just had their phone number. Because if you could argue that, okay, they could still text you, they could still call you, but the Instagram is there. I'm looking at the likes. They send a comment. I can respond real quick to their comment. I can like their comment, right? So it's easy to communicate. There's not a whole lot of blah, blah, blah back and forth. Until they need you. Now they need you for something. Hey, I'm here, but I'm having trouble getting in. Don't worry, stand right there. I'll walk right out. Hey, her and her, let them in. They pull them in. Like I said, they got clout. All via Instagram. If it were phone calls back and forth, I don't know what these women are doing. I don't know, you know what I'm saying, if they would have had the opportunity to stop, make a call or whatever. A lot of women don't want to text you directly, especially if they with some dudes that they messing with, because the dude will be like, who are you texting? Who is that? But if you're just Instagram and they're used to you, like, what are you doing? Oh, I'm on IG. they're not even tripping. They don't, okay. They don't give it a second thought because you're on IG now. You know, you can make the argument that it's not much difference between the IG and the text, you know, because, you know, they have their phone, you know, either or whatever. But I stand on the fact that IG is far more useful to accelerate the process. Because now I'm just another one of their friends. And mine, they just met me a few hours ago, but here they are at the table, still dressed up, having a good time, you know. And when I say, hey, you know, we're about to leave, they're going to an after party, I'm going back to the crib. Oh, where you staying? Like, oh, I got a suite at such and such hotel. Oh, I mean, you guys are more than welcome to come by. I'm gonna have a couple people come through. We just like, you know, we maybe have a couple drinks or whatever, wind down. They'll probably show up. Now they're at the telly. You know what I'm saying? You're that much closer. This is why Instagram to me is a far better move than getting someone's phone number. Right. And again, if people want to argue that back and forth, they can, but I love it. And just that the social proof and that demonstration of that demonstration, not the right word I want to use here. The display, your display of lifestyle is what brings it home. It just makes it easier. It just makes it easier. So I tell these guys, like, man, the dating world is changing. Stay away from getting phone numbers, but feel free to get that social media, Instagram. And then also I tell guys to, again, DMs on demand. I don't normally recommend programs or, you know, like coaching things, but that DMs on demand, bro, I don't know what they charge, but that DMs on demand is probably worth the value. You got to look at how much they're charging. Myron and Fresh, they do this thing. Even if you don't want to pay the money for DMs on demand, you can go back into their archives, go on Rumble, go back to their older videos, watch the episodes when they were doing Smash or Pass. And Smash or Pass was a segment where guys would be sending in their Instagram to the women who were sitting at the table. So Myron and Fresh sitting there, got all the girls sitting at the table. And just based on the guy's Instagram, the women would decide if they would smash that dude or if they would pass on that guy. And they would give so much sauce on how to make your Instagram better. And this is the women are saying, well, this picture here, you look short. This picture here, you look funny with your shirt off. This picture here doesn't make sense because, you know what I mean, whatever. This picture doesn't make sense. No, this picture I don't like because you got a whole bunch of women there. I don't know if that's your girlfriend or whatever. Right. So they would give you the sauce. Like, hey, man, you want a picture like this? You want a picture like that? You know, get rid of that picture with all the girls. Right. It doesn't look right. You know, get rid of that picture of you in the bathroom with your shirt off. That doesn't look right. You know what I mean? Add a picture of you in a suit. Add a picture of you, you know what I mean? Maybe at the lake with a good background scenery or whatever. Hire a professional photographer to take these pictures. Right, you can get the same information that they charge you for on DMs on demand. If you go back and watch their content, they put it up there for free, right? But guys beg Myron and Fresh to, man, can you do another DMs on demand? Because guys are getting results. You know, man, parking lot pimping was great back in the day before this technology, but now you got this technology, man. Instagram, whew, that Instagram play is the best play ever. Best play ever, bro. And it's so easy. You'll have women on your Instagram and you forgot we're on your Instagram and they'll reach out, they'll like something, they'll ask you a question. Hey, I'm in town. I was wondering if you can blah, blah, blah. Maybe you could come out and see, you know, show me this or that. Oh, bro, she done put it together. She coming to see you. Right now, you like, oh, I wasn't even planning on doing nothing tonight, but I guess I got something to do now. Or more to the point, somebody to do. If a girl comes to your town and hits you up and asks you to come see her and she's by herself, bro, you already know what time it is. Like, damn, that's that girl I met in San Diego. Okay. She's out here in Tampa. Bet. You know what I mean? I'm finna go out and meet. And here's the thing. It might just be some cool shit. She's like, I don't really know anybody here. I just realized you were in Tampa. I saw all your stuff on Instagram. And I was just, you know, I was hoping maybe you'll come by and have a drink. Ain't no problem. I'll come by and have a drink, which is not a problem at all. Right? It's cool. Go down, have a drink, whatever, and see what happens. If nothing happens, no problem. Hey, nice talking to you, babe. Take care. Give her a hug, kiss on the cheek. And you out of there. What it cost you? Go have one drink or go get a coffee or go get some ice cream or whatever. It's nothing. Nothing. So men need these spaces so they can learn these techniques and they can modify themselves, better themselves, and hopefully find some success out there. So, you know, the mainstream RP message should be that. I hope that one day it becomes that. Right? But right now, there's a lot of people who don't understand what's going on. They see the clips, they see the Andrew Takes, the Just Pearly Things, the whatever podcast, they see the Fresh and Fit podcast, only the negative stuff, and they go ballistic. This is evil. We need to eradicate this. They don't ask why men are gravitating towards this message. They don't ask why these guys are struggling. They don't want to even begin to help these guys with their problems of no sexual access from women, no intimacy, no friends. These guys are just sitting around doing nothing, playing video games and being upset. They have no answers, but they want to take away the one place where they're kind of getting some help. Right? So Uncle Saint and Rollo Tomasi and Michael Surtain and Joker and Rich Cooper and Coach Greg Adams and all the rest of them, we all got to go because y'all don't like Fresh and Fit. Y'all don't like, the Tate brothers. No, that's bullshit. And we got to support each other. We have to support one another, man. So that's the show for today, man. I hope y'all enjoyed that. Man. We'll be back tomorrow, bro. We're going to talk about, there's a dude from UK who was a part of the War Room. That was Andrew Tate's thing, the War Room, which is still going strong. And he left the War Room and he put out a video as to why he left. A lot of people were thinking it's a hit piece. It doesn't come off as a hit piece to me, but it's some really good information there. And I definitely wanted to talk about it. And that's kind of, maybe all week we'll talk about the red pill and the manosphere in general. And that could be one of those things that, let's talk about that portion of the red pill. I'll hit up Torsha. Maybe she can come over on Wednesday and we can talk about the women who support the manosphere and the red pill and why. I think that'll be, matter of fact, I'm gonna hit her up. I think that'll be a good show. And then Thursday I'll find something else about the red pill to talk about. You know what I mean? Maybe more of the downside of the red pill or something like that or whatever. Or how the red pill is covered in mainstream media. Maybe we'll do that on Thursday. Appreciate y'all rocking out with me, man. I always have a good time hollering at y'all, man. Brother Tyrone, appreciate you coming through, man. You know what I mean? Brother Pitney's like, darn, that's the end. Yes, sir. Y'all know what it is. I'm DL saying this is the I Really Want to Know podcast, man. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.
Nothing like I've ever seen. It's just a thing of beauty.
Darn, that's the end.